Nicki has been up for a while.
A week.
When we did the last pod, none of that. I hadn't seen any of that stuff that she did, or it hadn't happened
It
yet.
hadn't really happened.
It hadn't really happened yet. But as soon as we got home,
yes, it did.
Only
We just
one.
didn't see it.
Only one little quick one. But she never stopped. She has been going absolutely ham on the internet nonstop about all things beef. All things beef. She has tweeted lyrics. She has tweeted disrespect. She's just been at it. There was a lead up into her record dropping. There was a mix up between who's going to clear this beat, who's not, because she went to Lil Juju. That's her Lil Juju, whatever the guy's name is, I don't know.
Juju on the beat.
Juju on the beat, and that's Meg's people. So there was that whole mix up. There's been a lot going on, and finally we heard the record, and I think it received mixed reviews. But what do you guys think about all of it? About just all of it. Like, we don't need to. I'm not going to meander. What do you guys think?
All right, so what part are we starting at? Like the Twitter stuff, the record.
The record. What do you think about the record he asked?
I didn't like the record personally. I think this was the jab.
I agree with that.
I do think just the caliber of rapper Nicki is. And she's been waiting for this. I think she do have something in the tuck, but I want you to I want you to shoot back so I could really bomb. She did say she had 5 joints. This was one of 5. I like that because I'm a fan of the back and forth records. I also understand how your first.
But it might not be a back and forth.
Well,
you just a fan of an onslaught attack.
I'm a fan of when you go. All right, you said something back. Okay, boom, I'm bombing on you. I like that when it's rap.
I like it too.
Like I didn't like none of the Twitter shit Nicki was doing. I don't think she needed to do that because wherever you make a statement or do something, everybody's gonna hear it. Like your voice is loud enough to where you could have just dropped the song and ain't say a word, and niggas would have went crazy to hear it. Some people have to build up to it. I don't think she's one of them. But I think this is very, very, very personal for her, and she's been waiting for this particular person to say anything her direction. So now that I feel like I got my green light, gloves is off, and you talked about my family, in whatever way you felt fit, let's play dirty.
I think you absolutely smoked that. I couldn't agree more with everything you're saying. I do think this was a jab. I think this was her record anticipating a response. I also believe she's prepared if a response never comes. Lot of lead up. Lot of lead up to that. A lot of people feel like this beneath her. Clearly, she does not. This was kind of some of the behavior we saw when that record, her and Cardi, came out a while ago, and then me and Aquino on Everyday Struggle and said all that shit she said. You know, it's a little bit of that. Nicki knows I think it's a little unhinged, but I mean, she's aware of it as well, and she says I'm unhinged. So, it's like once somebody's just aware of their shit, it's like, what you gonna say? Yo, I'm wild and I know it. All right, go ahead. I'm just gonna grab some popcorn and watch. I love, let me get to what I love. I do love her putting it out a cappella so people could just do whatever they wanted with it in terms of making a beat. And I do feel like some of the beats made were better than whatever beat she ended up with. Because that wasn't the same beat. I didn't like the marriage.
She was playing in the studio.
I didn't like the marriage of what she was doing to the new beat. But I don't think she wrote it to that beat. So it makes sense. But this shit right here, why is that the chorus? That should not be the chorus, but that's hilarious. All right, that's much better to me. I'm not even going to try to play the original because it was a bad marriage to me.
Yeah, that shit wasn't it.
Bad marriage.
That shit wasn't it.
To me.
I look at this as her charged up when Drake, the Meek thing, like, cool, but we know what you can really do.
One of the hot topics has been expected behavior of a queen. Expected behavior from somebody that everybody agrees is at the top, if not the tippy top of female rap. So do you have to tweet recklessly? Do you have to get crazy with what you're saying? Do you have to punch down to Meg? Do you have to? You look nuts. They saying
But that's
They're saying everything.
That's the problem. Some of us don't live by expected behavior. Some of us like to use the freedom of expression. And when you get to a certain position, you feel like I can say what I want. A lot of times you bottle that stuff inside and you let a lot of things rock until it hits the ceiling. And once it hits the ceiling, you just explode. I feel like people have too much expectations for certain people. Know what I mean? And I'm with Nicki. You can punch down.
We know you. We know you.
No, I'm just saying, punching down is necessary sometimes. A lot of times when you punch down is because you took a lot of attacks and onslaughts for a while and you ignored it.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I believe that Meg was going to get it for everybody who had something to say about her husband, her brother, her mother, her family, period. I think anybody was about to feel it, but especially Meg.
Look at what happened. Like we didn't talk about this, but when homie was outside by the garbage can, you know what I'm saying? Like she didn't respond to that.
We did talk about it. Well, I did.
You talked about it, but okay, true. Pardon me. But at the same time, she had to deal with that. That nigga corny, look what y'all doing. All the attacks, all the shit, didn't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So now you put that in the record, Megan's Law, which was clever, by the way. And then now she's like, oh, y'all niggas is playing with me. All right, let's get to it. I wanted you to, sometimes you know a person, you wait for a particular person to say something. I want you to say something because I'm going to fry your ass up.
Yeah, but the problem is, in the fry up, if the other person just starts chilling and laying low, then you eventually just going to be looked at a certain way.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Some people don't care.
Some people okay with that though. Like, yeah, I got what I needed to get off towards you. That's it. I told y'all before, I think all of them at the top got a list. Anybody in hip hop would say whatever, but if you are on my list and you say something, I'm on your ass. I think that was an instance of this. And like you said, everybody catches it. And what I really think with Nick is she's shooting at, Nicki's been battling companies and machines. She say this all the time. This is a beef that's bigger than her and Megan.
I agree.
You are just the pawn.
I agree.
So I'm really going to shoot at you. I'm trying to destroy you because of who's behind you. That's what my real beef is. I want the one behind you to say something. So I'm going to try my hardest to break you the best I can.
Rock Nation and
Warner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because she mentioned Rock Nation in like one of her tweets talking about the push of streams and sales of Hiss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like you can see it though. There's definitely something there that Nicki don't like about Rock
And
Nation.
Atlantic is still a subsidiary of Warner, right?
I'll look it up.
I'm pretty sure that's a fact.
Because even before,
because this was her beef with Cardi when she was saying it was bigger than Cardi. It's Atlantic and what they are trying to do with Cardi. Cardi is a pawn. So now, if she's saying something similar now to the companies that are connected, it's still her same beef with the same company.
Mm-hmm. And I also think it's some leftover beef from the whole. I think she has an issue with Jay. And this is some of that. That's where the Rock Nation part comes in. Because even with the Elliott Wilson thing, when he said the Kasana, she immediately said, yo, get Jay-Z dick out your mouth. Like, you're mentioning them. Her tweets are mentioning Desiree over at Rock Nation. Like, I'm not, like, Meg, this is bigger than you. It's at the people that's behind you. That's where my real beef is. And I want to take them out.
Go ahead.
The question I have for you, Joe, is that she comes from album sales and stuff like that, right? You know, hand-in-hand copies. But the streaming, she adjusted to the streaming well, right? So when she was with Young Money or whatever, she got high numbers. What is she seeing that we're not seeing about the push? Like, did Cardi or Meg have a bigger impact than she did? Because I remember when Nicki shit was streaming, her shit was high. You know,
she puts up numbers.
This album did well.
Yeah.
She put. What I'm saying is that what
I want to say it's platinum already.
Huh?
I want to say it sold 1 million records already.
What I'm saying is that what is she seeing that we're not seeing? What don't we know as the naked eye?
he's talking about the conspiracy she's alluding to.
Yeah, thank you, Mal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when she's alluding to the bigger...
yes, it's a bigger issue. It's that, like
she gets
I
numbers.
said,
Yeah.
Yes, it's platinum, by the way.
It's a competitive game, right? So, in my opinion, because I don't know.
Got you.
But in just listening to Nicki and my interview I did with her, all that shit that people said over the years about her domination is discredited because we all say there were no women around. You kind of came in on the tail end of anybody great. Lil' Kim, who else was that back there? Iggy
Foxy.
Azalea. It
Foxy.
wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing. Like, Nicki was clearly her. And then she ran the table.
She did.
Companies are going to see that. And if you're having success, we are going to now try to
We
find
want a piece of that pie.
I mean, this is a reactive
Got
sport.
it. Okay.
So I'm sure Atlantic, well, not even I'm sure, because I don't believe that Atlantic truly believed in Cardi when she got there either. But when it started to work, oh, are you shitting me? We got it. We got it now. Once Bodak Yellow took off, hey, open up all the budgets, redo her contract.
It's a fact.
We have the we have the
Antithesis.
yeah, we have the opposite. We have her rival now, is what I'm trying to say. So now with that, every other label sees it. And every other label goes and gets
A female artist.
that's lit. Some of them worked, some of them did not. And now it's a Royal Rumble. So Nicki feels like things are being done behind the scenes to suppress her success, to discredit her, they playing games at the award shows with my records. She feel like it's a lot of behind the scenes politics going on. And the thing is, damn, I just heard them say this on whatever show I was watching, but it's so true. Like, all of those things that existed inside of you, inside of your brain, inside of your body, they don't leave when you win.
New Joe Budden.